Afghanistan's Hamid Karzai just released or pardoned a rape victim in Afghanistan. She's
good. Great. Okay. Wait. Why are we pardoning a rape victim? Like what? How about not the rape suspect, not the rape culprit?
No.
The rape victim was in jail.
The rape victim, she's a 19-year-old by the name of Gulnaz, and she actually became pregnant after her cousin's husband raped her. So, she basically let the authorities know I was raped, and the authorities responded by throwing her in jail. Now, to be fair, they also threw the guy in jail.
Wow, are they not merciful?
But he immediately had his sentence shortened as soon as he asked, or as soon as he filed a repeal.
Of course.
Not a big deal.
Of course. So now understand why. We've covered this before. In Islamic law, if you commit adultery, that's a crime. So if you admit it and you're pregnant, obviously you committed adultery. You weren't married. But she said, wait a minute, I got raped, right? Well, in order to convict a guy, though, you need 4 witnesses. If 4 people didn't see you get raped, well, obviously the guy, when he files his appeal, is going to be let go, right? So it's not his fault, but you're obviously guilty. The rape victim in jail, the guy who raped her out of jail. But you think that's bad, it gets worse.
Right, so they add insult to injury, because not only do they throw her in jail, not only is she pregnant with the baby that belongs to the man who raped her, now that they've given her a pardon, she can only be released on the condition that she marries the person who raped her.
You got to be thinking, there's no way, right? I mean, how could anybody be this vicious? But that's the problem with fundamentalist religion. That's what you got. I mean, so religion says, well, I can't alter it. Allah told me. He told me I need 4 witnesses. You don't have 4 witnesses. He told me that if a woman ever has sex when they're not married, she should be punished. And out of the mercy of my heart, I let her marry the rapist. And you're still complaining, you Westerner?
Look, this story makes me sick to my stomach. There's no question about that. But at the same time, it just goes to show you how unbelievably stupid this war in Afghanistan was. We have achieved nothing there. We haven't changed the mindset there. People are still treated this way. Women are still raped. And, they're victimized, and they're still thrown in prison for something that they did not do. They were raped. I mean, people had sex with them against their will. It's not like they willingly participated in that. It's horrible. And, we've had discussions about this before where we're like, okay, so what do we do? And we always go to education. But education, it just doesn't sound like enough at this point. You have these extremists in the country, and they take over. And even with our efforts in Afghanistan, those extremists have a tremendous amount of influence in the country.
Well, look, first of all, if you're a woman living in Afghanistan, you should carry around a knife at all times, okay? Because if someone rapes you, you're going to be thrown in jail.
Well, you'll be thrown in jail for murder.
No, I mean, I'd rather have that.
Right.
I mean, at least, okay, I defended my... And by the way, you might not even, because you say, hey, you know what? Find me 4 witnesses.
I don't think does the law also apply to women?
I think that it does, if I'm not mistaken. But
I don't know.
It might be that you need less witnesses. So no, I forget now because I studied this, but in college I had a great course on it. Which, by the way, to show you how much people can change and how dumb people can be. After I took my introduction to Islam class as a sophomore in college, I became more religious. And I had this Irish professor. He's like, top of the morning to you. I'm going to teach you Quran.
Right.
Okay, Shahidi did not have an Irish accent, nonetheless. He was a really nice guy, sweet guy, very smart, intellectual, and taught the class incredibly fairly in regards to being fair to the religion of Islam, right? Really deeply respected it, etc. He was a Muslim. And so I was like, wow, that's pretty convincing. And then when I look back at it, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? I mean, there are clearly laws that are different for men and women in the Quran, right? This, the 4 witness thing, I don't remember the specifics of that. But for example, in inheritance, you just can't get as much as a man. Obviously, you're a woman, right? And what he kept saying, which is true, is that was a great improvement at the time because at the time, women couldn't get any inheritance. They didn't have any rights. Okay, yeah, but why did Allah make all the rules that we have to apply forever based on rules that were, from 1,400 years ago? What the Bedouins followed in the desert 1,400 years ago. It's so irrational. How do you deprogram people? Good luck. It's a long, long process.
Well, I will say this, occupying their country definitely doesn't do anything.
Yeah, apparently that doesn't help. That we figured out, okay? But no, Anna, don't worry. The Defense Department's probably right. If we stay there till 2024, then everything will be fine.
Right, absolutely.